Hi, this is Trevor Mickelson. I'm so excited to connect with you today to give you more information about Five Rings Financial. Had I known what I know now, I would not have taken 3.5 years to say yes to this company, wait 7 months just to check the company out behind the scenes. Because once I figured it out, what I needed to do, the system, the structure, the strategy, the support, I spent 2 months working 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week. And for the next 5 months, I worked 2 hours a day, so 10 hours a week. And I was able to pay off all of our debt, save up 9 months worth of savings, buy a brand new car, fire my boss, have a party in the parking lot, and drive away in a limo. Then I took 1 month off, proceeded not to work before 1 p.m. every day so that I could be a dad first, and then still take an average of 1 week off per month, and yet almost make 150 grand in my first year of being full-time. And with that, we have the right company culture, we've got the right mission, we have the right vision, we have all the tools and resources that I was looking for in my future career. And why I'm so excited to share this information to help you either transition from a part-time position into a full-time career, or if you are a seasoned agent, find that place that you've been looking to call home for the rest of your career. This is it. There's no better person that can give you this information directly than the founder of our company, Mike Wilk. He's the CEO and the president, and he has this awesome talk that he's going to be diving into right now. So get your pen out, get your paper, take a lot of great notes, and when you're done, make sure to get on my calendar to have a follow-up conversation so I can answer your questions, show you more about what it is that we're up to, and get you in on a strategy session, get you plugged into our meetings. We do a Monday morning meeting every Monday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, and also Thursday night at 7 p.m. Show you the training portal, show you the systems, show you everything that is there. This heart-focused servant leadership group that will help you into your own self-leadership of what you always look for in a career opportunity. So thanks again. My name is Trevor Mickelson. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and lead it off to Mr. Mike Wilk.
Hello, my name is Mike Wilk. I'm president, founder, and CEO of Five Rings Financial based out of Denver, Colorado. Did you know that there are literally still hundreds of thousands of licensed agents and tens of thousands of marketing organizations and agencies all around the United States still helping and empowering people with their financial programs? Did you also know that over the last 3 decades, even with that vast army of people, our industry has actually recruited fewer people, have retained fewer agents, have sold less policies, and have helped fewer consumers than we ever have before? Did you know that possibly a reason that could be happening is that most agents who are brought into the industry today are still trained by companies in these old-fashioned, worn-out, archaic, used-up kind of programs, selling and marketing systems that were created 50 and 100 years ago that simply have been bypassed by today's more educated consumer. So imagine, if you will, a system that was more adept at what we're doing today in marketing and sales that could not only create an ongoing prospecting system where you were in front of almost unlimited numbers of people on an ongoing basis that would enable you to grow your practice 20% or 40% or 60% or maybe even over 100% over the next year or two. Well, imagine it no more, because we've actually created it at Five Rings Financial. About 13 years ago, we took a step of faith and realized that most people in America today were purchasing products in a way different way. Most companies were marketing in a completely different way. And so we made a decision to completely change the perspective of how we'd approach prospects and how would we work with people in terms of growing and protecting their money. So whether you are an experienced agent, or whether you're brand new to the industry, or maybe you're somebody who's looking at our industry and have never been in it before, regardless of that, I'd like for you to just hang on with us just a little bit longer as I walk through the processes of how we developed a 5-step program to literally revolutionize the financial industry and revolutionize your practice. I call this presentation my little pink spoon presentation. Any of you who've been to Baskin-Robbins are probably familiar with this. If you walk into Baskin-Robbins store and you see a flavor you've never seen before, but it sounds fantastic, you don't ask for a big ice cream full or a bowl full of ice cream. What you ask for is the little pink spoon, the little taste. So what I'm going to share with with you now in this very short video is a taste of 5 Rings Financial and share with you the 5 basic fundamental things that I think separate us from all the other companies and all the other agencies that are out there in America that work in the financial industry, helping people grow and protect their money. And don't ask us about an opinion of ourselves. Please feel free after you watch this video to ask the companies that we represent or the consumers that we've marketed to, as our company has grown over the 13 years to all 50 states and literally thousands and thousands and thousands of clients. Ask them if we're different. Ask them if we have a different process and a different way of doing business. And I think you'll find that we have something unique and something special that has really helped not only our company, but literally the hundreds and thousands of agents that have joined our company grow their businesses exponentially. So let's take a little ride into this pink spoon territory, and maybe, just maybe, after you watch this short video, you'll come in and ask for the triple scoop. So what I'd like to do before I get started is give you a little background about our company and how we decided to take this process and move it forward. This is my 36th year in business, and for 36 years I've been traveling around the United States literally teaching hundreds of thousands of consumers how to grow and protect their money through an educational process. And for my first 23, 24 years, I loved every minute of it. I was so honored to be in such a profession that changes people's lives and sets them on a course where you give them hope and you set a light at the end of the tunnel that they maybe can retire in dignity and maybe are protected from the challenges that happen in life, for sure. But 13 years ago, literally had an epiphany where I saw things changing in our society. I saw that people were changing the way they bought things, the way companies were marketing and selling to the consumer. I realized that things were changing dramatically, and I honestly believe that if we didn't change, that we'd be blown by, that at some point the entire industry would be cut out of a swath and they would be left behind as somebody would figure out this new way of marketing financial products to the consumer. So we took that leap of faith. We started a brand new company 13 years ago called 5 Rings Financial. So I'm going to share with you what we've done now in that period of time. Like I said, we've grown now in 13 years to 44, 45 states and are growing exponentially all around the United States. We're constantly in the process of looking for fantastic people, and the reason why somebody sent you this video is they obviously believe you might be one of those candidates that would be preferred for our company. So as I stated earlier in the presentation, there are literally tens of thousands of organizations, marketing organizations, agencies, independent marketing groups, all these people that are out there selling and marketing financial products to the consumer. So what sets us apart? What makes us different than the rest of the industry? I'm going to give you 5 things that I believe literally set us apart. And I will tell you that some of these 5 things we've been recognized nationally in a short history that we have had as a leader in these fields, that we literally are getting the concept of marketing in a unique and different way in the financial industry. So I know your time is limited. I know you're all busy people. We have a short period of time, so let's get started. Number 1 reason that I believe that we're different is that we created a virtually unlimited prospecting system through education. We are total believers in educating the consumer about how financial products work. Our whole theory is that we don't have a money problem in America, we have an education problem. That we go to school in this country for 16 years to get a college degree and we learn reading and writing and arithmetic, which is all fantastic stuff, we have to learn it. But at some point as adults in school, they might have wanted to teach us some basic fundamental things that would help us in our adult lives, little tiny things like how to stay married, how to raise kids, and how to handle money. Well, if you're like most people who come to our workshops and come to our meetings, you'll identify that most people have never been educated in any one of those 3 areas. So consequently, we just keep making the same mistakes over and over, generation after generation. Our goal through an educational process is to interrupt that and to start people on a new path that will not only change their lives, but can change generations in the future over and over, heading in the right direction, especially in their finances. So our belief is that the average consumer is actually very intelligent, and that if you give them good information, they'll make good quality decisions on their own. They don't want to be sold anymore. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to be helped understand how products work and how this is going to enable them in their future reach their goals. So we use this educational format. So we created 2 workshops. One's called Money 101 and the other one's called Wine, Women, and Wealth. And we are literally in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the United States every single month at hundreds of workshops teaching and empowering people about how these products work and how they can benefit the consumer. Now, if you paid any attention to the New York Times bestseller list over the last 10 or 20 years, you'll identify that some of the best-selling books over the last 2 decades have been books about personal finance. So the point I'm trying to make is there's an enormous hunger for this information out there. People want to be educated. They want to learn. The challenge with buying a book is you read the book, you understand the book, but how do you implement the processes? Then where do you go? Who do you work with? Who do you trust? By putting these workshops together and using the same types of formats, and I will tell you these are very fundamental, basic, easy to understand workshops. These are not your typical financial seminars for the elite. These are not plate liquor seminars where we're bringing the same people in over and over. These are workshops where we're teaching basic, fundamental 101 type programs to people. One of the things we've learned about the consumer in America, we know how to make money. We may not know what to do with our money. And so it's an educational process. We have become a very education-based society today. So as an example, if you were going to buy a refrigerator this weekend, I know for a fact before you went to the store, you would get online and research refrigerators. And before you even walked in that store, you would know which model you're going to buy and what price you're going to pay for, and actually which store you're going to go to. That's how the consumer wants to purchase today. So why would a consumer purchase a financial product differently than they purchase a refrigerator? The answer to that is they don't. Now the difference is most people won't buy a refrigerator online, and also, most people will not buy their financial products online. And so it still enables us as agents, as leaders in the financial world, to help people one-on-one, building a relationship and understanding how critical that relationship is. So education is a key to our business. Working through these workshops, and I will tell you, inviting people to a workshop is 1,000 times easier than getting appointments. This is the way people want to learn today. This is the people the way understand. They want to see it, they want to hear it, they want to feel it, they want to understand it, they want to know it. They want to know how the products work, they want to know how the products are going to work for them. They truly want to understand it. So number one, we created a virtually unlimited prospecting system through education. Like I said, if you understand the hunger that was there, the appetite that was there for the millions and millions and millions of people who bought these books that were on the international best-selling list year after year after year about how to grow your money and protect your money and how to do the right things, stay out of debt, all these things. If you understand the hunger for that, and you realize that if you can not only teach it but implement it, you have the Willy Wonka golden ticket. This is the answer, one of the biggest keys to our success as a company. Number two, we believe in embracing diversity. All kinds of diversity, cultural diversity, gender diversity, age diversity. I will tell you that we live in a world today that's very diverse, and if you don't embrace diversity, then you're going to get left behind today. So we embrace all these different groups of people from all these different countries, but we have to equip those people with tools based on their culture and understand their culture and identify leaders in those areas that will help them thrive in that community. How about age diversity? The millennial group is probably one of the biggest up-and-coming groups in the history of our United States. And if we don't embrace the millennial group over the next couple of decades, we will truly be left behind. But the area we've made the biggest impact as a company, the area that we've embraced from almost day one that has created such a huge success for our company is the gender diversity. You know, most of our industry is still made up of men, and it's overwhelmingly men. But the facts of life are, if you look at the trends of money in America and you look where money is heading, it's heading into the pocketbooks of women. And if you poll those women and you research this subject, you'll identify that if you poll those women, they will tell you that they would rather work with a woman with their money than a man if they had a choice. But an industry full of men, we don't give them that choice. So we made a decision when we started the company, thanks to a powerful group of women in our company, to create one of the greatest women's empowerment programs in the financial industry. And today our company is over 60% female. We created a women's only workshop called Wine, Women, and Wealth that attracts women by the thousands around the United States, empowering, equipping, giving them the opportunity to understand money and grow their money. It's absolutely a financial literacy program in the women's market is absolutely untapped. And I will tell you that this thing thrives like you cannot believe. This is some of the greatest leaders in our company are women today. Like, when we first started 13 years ago, we were probably just like any other agency in America. We made a decision to capture this market and work in this market. And today, like I said, we are over 60% female. 16 of our top producers are either women or husband and wife teams where they work together and licensed and work together in this capacity. I will tell you, we have been nationally recognized by some of the largest financial organizations in all of America as being the company who gets marketing to women. I've been on the panel speaking to some of the biggest organizations as a keynote speaker about how to work with women, how to market to women, how to do that in the financial industry. Plain and simple, women do business differently than men, and if you don't embrace that and understand that, you're going to get left behind. So number 2 is the diversity, building with diversity within your organization, not just pigeonholing and looking for a certain kind of client, understanding the diversity, understanding the needs and wants of all these people who have the same desires that all of us have, which is to become financially independent and protect ourselves and our families with great financial success. Number 3, we have a unique product line. Now, everybody kind of says that, and everybody thinks their product line is unique, but I will tell you, I believe one of the biggest challenges in the industry today is most people are selling what I call rotary phone products. You know, most of us would not be caught dead using a rotary phone these days. Rotary phones are outdated, and they only have served one purpose, and they served a purpose for hundreds of years, to make and receive phone calls. That's it. That's what their purpose was. But society has grown past that today. Technology has grown past that, and today we all have smartphones that do 100 different things and create a situation where our capacity to communicate is 1,000 times better than it's ever been in multiple different ways. So why would our industry be any different? Why shouldn't our industry advance just like that? And the facts of life are, in some areas our industry has advanced like that. It's just that a lot of agents don't even know some of these products exist. So what we market at our company, we call smartphone products. These are products that not just do the old-fashioned one thing like a rotary phone. These are products that do multiple things and can provide multiple services for people. This is the next wave of the financial industry, empowering people and growing people with the kinds of products that grow their assets, protect their assets, and help them thrive in the marketplace today. So I'll tell you, the success that we're having with these kind of products is our clients become missionaries. They become crusaders for what we're doing, because they believe so much in the products that we're selling and what we're doing, and realize their value above and beyond the rotary phone kinds of products that have been sold to them for the last 200 years. They can't wait to share that with everybody. This works most effectively, I will tell you, in the women's market, because women are world savers. Women like to save their worlds and the worlds of everybody around them. And so when they are introduced to a product that works and is so effective and is so powerful and so unique to the industry, they want to tell everybody. And they do. And they invite and invite and invite, and that prospecting system that never ends continues to go on forever and ever and ever. If you work this system to perfection, and you market these types of products to the consumer, and you get them to understand it and know it and feel it in their heart, these people become the most incredible people of leading you to other people. And that prospecting system never ends. And that lead system never ever ends. We have people in our company today after 13 years that virtually do almost no prospecting today, as they are continually fed and fed and fed new prospects over and over and over, because of the uniqueness of our company, how we treat people, how we teach and educate people, but also the uniquenesses of our products. Number 4, and I think this is really important and something we hear about all the time, is our training program. We not only have an apprenticeship program, but we have a leadership training program. See, I think a lot of people fail in our industry because of how they're trained in a classroom, and then they're sent out into the big, bad, ugly world to get killed by their warm market, and a lot of people can't survive that. So working people through an apprenticeship program with a joint field trainer, and literally working side by side with agents over a period of time, even experienced agents go through our field training program and an apprenticeship program to refresh themselves and understand, and using a third-party influence in making sales. This apprenticeship program allows us to retain far more agents and return far more clients, and more importantly, Retention on our products is astronomically high, some 15 or 20% higher than the traditional industry retention numbers on 13th month and 23rd month and 25th month persistency. So, but eventually, as we grow people, then we develop a program of leadership training. Not only leadership in terms of marketing and selling and becoming a great leader in your community for attracting the right kind of clients to your practice, but also leadership in the capacity for those that are interested in building an agency and recruiting and training other people. I believe with everything in my heart that the greatness of everything in the world revolves around leadership. That if you look at any successful organization, any successful practice in the world, it's run by a great leader. And so we spend 50% of our time in our company developing leadership skills. We work harder on ourselves than we work on our business. We talk about that all the time. So we spend 50% of our time raising our income and building our business and raising our practice, and 50% of our time raising our self-esteem and our self-awareness and our capacity to attract the right kinds of people. That is a critical part of the success of our organization. And I believe that's what people are looking for today in a practice. And finally, number 5 is we sell based on a message and a purpose and a mission. We are mission driven, we are purpose driven, we are message driven. We are not quota driven, we are not commission driven, we are not contract driven, we are not any of those types of things. Now, do people in our company make money? Absolutely. You can come talk to the multitudes of people that are six-figure income earners in our company in the last 13 years, and they will tell you that we have a fantastic opportunity here. But I will tell you that's not what drives our people. What drives our people is the mission, is the purpose of changing people's lives, of giving people hope, of making sure they understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that anybody and everybody has the chance to achieve financial success if they will learn the principles and apply their principles and stick with it long enough to achieve their financial success. That's what we're all about as a company. And so when you're mission driven and you're purpose driven, it drives your business much more effectively and faster. I'll give you an example of how this works. We have been called by the way, we're an independent organization that represents dozens and dozens of companies. So we're not just selling one product to everybody we talk to, okay? We are representative of dozens of companies. And I will tell you, the major companies we work with, here's what they call us. They call us the Google of the financial industry. The Google of the financial industry, imagine that. Now, why would they call us the Google of the financial industry? I'll tell you why. Because Google is mission driven. They are purpose driven. They're out to change people's lives and change a whole society and change a whole technology and change a whole industry. And when the companies we represent work with us and they see the kind of people that we attract and they see the kind of mission that we have and the passion we have, they believe we have the same type of process that Google has. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, like I shared with you, and I interview a lot of people and try to introduce our company to lots of new people. And over a period of years now, I've developed in my interview process a question that I ask everybody that I talk to. I always ask them, let's assume I'm a headhunter and you've hired me to get you a job. And so I go out into the industry and I find two companies that will hire you. They're both in the same industry. They're both technology companies. They both will pay you the exact same salary, $100,000 a year. They will give you the same benefits. They will give you the same future, the same title. Everything's identical about them, okay? Great future in both cases. But they're both technology companies, and you get to choose which one. I'm offering it on a silver platter. And here's the two companies, IBM or Google. Now, I have asked that to literally thousands and thousands of people, and I will tell you, I have never had one person say IBM. 100% of the people say, I would choose Google. And I ask them, why would you choose Google over IBM? IBM is one of the greatest companies in the history of the United States. And you know why they say that? They say, IBM is old and tired. IBM is corporate. It's not any fun. It's not cool anymore. We know it's a successful company. You know, you could have a great career there, but I want to do something awesome with my life. I want to do something life-changing. When they talk about Google, they talk about groundbreaking companies that are revolutionizing a whole industry. They talk about things that are cool and fun and exciting and dynamic. Where IBM might be corporate, Google is more entrepreneurial. Here's what I can tell you about 5 Rings. The industry to Americans looks a lot like IBM. It looks very corporate, it looks very old, it looks very stodgy and strict. Here's what Google looks like to America and what our company looks like to America. They look cool and fun and exciting and dynamic and entrepreneurial and life-changing and groundbreaking. So who wouldn't want to be part of the Google of the financial industry? You know, when we're bringing new people into our company and bringing new people to our industry, I shared with you at the very beginning that our industry is recruiting less people. And I think it's because our industry looks like the old stodgy thing that it's been for 200 years. And I think if we made our industry look as cool as Google and Amazon and these kind of companies that were revolutionary and mission-driven and purpose-driven, I think we could become the cool place for the millennials and new people that want to come to. I think if you're like me, I'm very technologically challenged, so I never ever even considered IBM or Google as an opportunity for me or anything ever in the financial field. And I believe there's a certain mindset and a certain skill set that's required to go into those kinds of industries. But you know the great thing about our industry? We have taken people from all shapes and sizes and backgrounds and talents and skills, and if they're willing to learn and willing to grow and invest themselves into a system of personal development and learning our practices, learning our businesses, we've had great success with multitudes of different kinds of people from all sizes of shapes and backgrounds, whether they're college graduates or dropped out of high school. It doesn't really matter. We believe in giving people a chance in our industry and putting a uniform on them and see if we can help them grow and equip their business and equip their lives for the rest of their lives. So at the end of this presentation, those are the 5 things that I believe make us unique and different. Now, this is probably not unlike a lot of presentations you've seen or heard from somebody who really believes in what they do. And truly, I totally believe in what I do. You know, and the last 13 years of my life have been the best 13 years of my life. I can tell you, I love getting up in the morning. I hate going to bed at night. I can't wait to get up the next day and see what we're going to do and how we're going to grow and how many lives we're going to change. And I can tell you that if you're at my age and you're still feeling like that, you're the luckiest person in the whole wide world. And I feel like the luckiest person in the world. But we still have so much farther to go. We have such an opportunity in front of us, and we're constantly in the process of identifying, looking for the most fantastic people out there who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do something awesome for the consumer, get on this mission, get on this purpose, and help us change all these people's lives. So at the end, you might think to yourself, first of all, you might be thinking to yourself, why did I listen to this whole thing? Because it might have been the biggest waste of time in your life. And honestly, if that's the case, I wish you the best of luck, and that's best that we go in different directions. We understand that. We're not the only game in town. There are plenty of opportunities in the world for people to be very successful and make a lot of money. But if you're like the thousands of people that I think are in our industry out there that may be watching this today and thinking to yourself, I need a change, I need a new team, I need a new process, I need new people to work with, I need a new platform, I need to Google of the financial industry to get excited about again. If you're that type of a person, then the next step is obviously to get back with the person that sent you this video. That would be the first step for sure. And set up a time where you can get together and ask all your questions and identify really in depth how this process all works. I gave you the pink spoon. There's a whole lot more to our what we do and how we do things that you'd need further explanation on. Most importantly, what I really encourage you to do is give us a test drive. I find it fascinating that most people would never buy a car without test driving a car, and yet they go to work for companies every day and they don't test drive the company. The reason why we're growing so fast as a company, literally, we have grown double-digit every single year now for 13 years in a row. The reason we're growing so fast is because the only people who come to work at 5 Rings really want to be here. And the only way they can know if they really want to be here is they have to test drive us. They have to come to a Money 101 or a Wine, Women, and Wealth or a group training meeting and see what our culture looks like. Are we really passion-driven? Are we really mission-driven? Are we really purpose-driven? Is this all hype and just a bunch of cliches? Or are we really different than the rest of the industry? Sit through a Money 101 and see for yourself how a client reacts to what we teach and how we teach it. Imagine yourself being a client in there. Imagine yourself being an agent bringing a client, and see if you can feel that that process might work for you. Then after test driving us, sitting down with us and letting us go through a game planning session with you to really identify what your goals and see if we can set a plan of action in place that will help you take the next step and the next step and the next step to reach your goals. So if you're that person looking for that change, that would be your next steps. And if you are that person looking for the change, I want to share with you what I've been sharing with people now for over 35 years. The day you're ready to change something in your life is the day you're going to have to change something in your life. We believe we give you the greatest opportunity, at least in your career and in your practice, to change the things in your life that are necessary to put yourself on a system of never-ending prospecting and never-ending purpose and a mission-driven process that allows you to reach your goals and empower yourself to achieve all the dreams and goals you've had all of your life. I hope nothing more than that this reaches the heart of some of you out there and that you approach us and join our company. I hope very soon that I get to meet you in person. But in the meantime, get with the person that invited you as soon as you possibly can. Ask all those questions, plug yourself into a meeting and do the test drive and see if we can make something great happen, okay? Thank you again for your time. I know it's precious. I really appreciate it. Go out and have an awesome day. Thank you very much.